Rooted people don't panic. When you know who you are and whose you are, you don't get defensive. Rooted faith produces peace, not panic, curiosity, not combativeness.
People will say, oh, you just know a lot of things. I don't really know a lot about it. I just know a little bit about it because I've asked those questions.
We are going to talk about being curious, but not compromised. Culture says be open to everything, but faith says test everything.
Curiosity leads you to understanding so many other aspects to people.
You can be open-minded without being empty-headed. And I think in today's society, we get those things confused.
Maybe you need to look at the cracks in your foundation. I just am being honest.
Maybe you need to grow from being 12. Ask a question. Am I listening to understand or just waiting for my turn to win?
But if you can slow that down at any rate, it's really cool what can come out of it. Because I have this saying that we all believe the same.
In closing, curiosity is not a threat to your faith. Insecurity.
Welcome back to another episode of Crazy Unbelievable Faith. In the meantime, Kersha's trying to do the intro and she's struggling. So I am your co-host, Brian Owen. I am a co-host. I'm kind of the sidekick, but I have to lead some things. Alongside my partner in crime, my wife, Kersha.
Hi.
She really kind of botched this last intro, so I'll just start it for her. But that's fine. It's okay. If you're not actively subscribed and a member, so you got me out of my flow here. If you're not actively subscribed and a member of our community,
please talking about flow.
Please do so. And we have some really cool things around the inner circle that have taken off and that are growing. It's really cool. So and the behind the scenes things, we have people that will ask us, how do we get more of you, your time, and where's a lot of this coming from, the creation of things like that. So we unpack that.
They think we're cool.
The inner circle. Maybe they do. I don't know. We'll just say that anyway.
We are cool.
Today's episode.
Our 15-year-old does not think we're cool.
If something stands out of the episode today, feel free to share it. Even if it's just a nugget for people, that's obviously hope and encouragement is what this is built around. So if it can help someone, please forward it along. That's how our community continues to grow. So today's episode, yes,
we are going to talk about being curious, but not compromised. How to listen without losing your footing.
Yeah.
Okay. And here's what really kind of prompted today's episode is we will hear something from God and we'll share it and somebody will give us an opinion. So how do you stay rooted in your faith while still hearing other people's opinions?
Yeah, and not thinking 3 steps ahead of them. Listening and you're already thinking of something as a response, kind of. Yeah. It's just it can test you, that's for sure, in your faith.
Oh yeah. Have you ever talked to someone and 3 minutes in, you're thinking, wow, we have read completely different versions of reality.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Some conversations aren't discussions, they're emotional dodgeball.
Some of those conversations happen at the grocery store. When you're like, wow, I don't even know where you have come from. Like, have you been on this planet very long? You know, it's just different pieces like that. So
yeah. Wow. Somehow everyone thinks they're the Holy Spirit's favorite spokesperson.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true.
So we live in a world where if you're curious, people assume you're weak. If you're firm, people assume you're closed-minded.
Yeah.
And sometimes you need to be a little bit of both, right? Is it possible to stay rooted in truth and still be genuinely curious?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Jesus was curious, but never confused. So that's where curiosity is not compromised. It's actually how Jesus engaged people. He was engaging with people. He learned more about them, even though he already knew the answers. I mean, Jesus definitely had a leg up.
Well, that's for sure. But I think there's a lot of people that when we go through life, you know, that phrase of being curious isn't a, hey, look at me, I know all the answers to things. It's sometimes stepping back and just asking those simple questions to go deeper in a conversation with someone. it could be a topic that they know a lot more about. I think it's taking time and saying, I'm not the expert at that, you are, and asking those questions. And that could be spiritually related. Hey, I practice Hinduism. Hey, I have Islam as my faith. Be curious about it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. Okay, that's not for us to say that. But it's also, you have to be curious in, well, why do you believe that way? Or maybe we're part of the Jehovah's Witness group. Why do you believe that? And not in a judgmental way. I think this is where people sometimes get tripped up in, is that they think...
Well, if you come at it from a judgmental standpoint, they get turned off about your religion. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rather than being a model of Jesus in your religion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So Jesus asks questions constantly. Who do you say I am? What do you want me to do for you? He listened before correcting, and he engaged before redirecting. Mm-hmm. Okay? So James 1:19, be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to become angry. Mm-hmm. Proverbs 18:13, to answer before listening, that is folly and shame. Mm. Okay? So ask a question. Am I listening to understand or just waiting for my turn to win?
Yeah. Well, I think that's the approach that you come at in being curious. Curiosity is what leads a lot of people to learn new topics.
Right.
Being curious, asking the questions. I think that's, you and I've even talked about this. Like, gosh, how do you people will say, oh, you just know a lot about a lot of things. I don't really know a lot about it. I just know a little bit about it because I've asked those questions. Yeah. I've been curious, whether it's about, obviously, when you were in the military, like I didn't grow up in a military family, but being curious with people in your base, or when we go out with them, friends that maybe are in a different sport or a different vocational path, just being curious about, like what prompted you to go into that.
Right.
I'm not just relating all of this strictly to faith, because there's multiple areas, but sometimes when we're relating to other people in that space, the guard goes down. Mm-hmm. You're not coming at them in a judgmental, look at me, I'm so much better. You're coming at them saying, I want to level the playing field. Like, we're both the same people.
And being curious doesn't mean that you are a shaky person. Like, you don't have yourself put together. It just means you're willing to learn more about other people and having a more open-minded mentality, right? You can be open-minded without being empty-headed. And I think in today's society, we get those things confused. Oh, someone's asking about me, or they're asking about this because they don't know. No, maybe they just want to deepen their knowledge, right? Culture says be open to everything, but faith says test everything, right? So do I avoid hard conversations because I'm protecting truth? That's something for us to, that's a question. Or am I protecting my comfort?
Yeah.
So even though you're being curious and you're wanting to learn more, don't be afraid to speak up and be bold either. And you can do both in the same conversation.
Majority of people, they want to stay in their comfort zone. They don't want to disrupt things like bringing up politics at Thanksgiving, or religion at an event where it's a sporting event for high school. Like they it's like oil and water. We don't want to mix those things. It's like, well, why can't we? And doing it correctly, not inappropriately or coming at it from a judgmental perspective.
Right. The test of a first-rate intelligence is the ability to hold two opposing ideas in mind at the same time and still retain the ability to function. This is from F. Scott Fitzgerald.
I don't even know if I can do that. Two thoughts in my head at the same time. Maybe you can. I don't know.
Have you ever had an argument in your head?
Oh. I had.
It's like left brain, right brain, and they duke it out.
I had a hilarious conversation with a friend of mine this past week. I don't even know if I've shared this with you, but he was talking about his college days, how they would have people get mugged on the way home, just because it was, and he lived several blocks from campus to his house, and so there's always these things happening. And so he'd walk down the street and he has backpack on and it'd be by himself. And he's like, I was walking, and if I saw somebody coming at me, he goes, I would clench my fists and I'd start having these loud conversations, almost like bipolar. Like, I'm yelling at this person, I'm yelling at this person.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody messed with him. He's like, I never got mugged. I was like, that's, to your point, it's having that argument in your head. Like, yeah, he was just playing it out vocally, what some of us have in our heads. Yeah, that whole word bubble. I've really thought that word bubble thing a little bit more. If we all had the word, I don't know if I'd want that really. If that was one of my genie wishes, that might be scary.
Okay, do you ever in your brain like have right brain, left brain power wars?
I think so. I don't know.
Where you have conversations in your head?
Oh, I have a lot of those.
But like, no, like, well, I'm gonna say this, and this is how they're gonna respond. And then
I've had
say that, and this is how they're gonna.
I've had the whole conversations where I'm in talking to someone, and I'm like, this other side of my brain's like, this isn't going right. You should just stop, hit pause. Some of it you lean into, some of it you don't. I don't know. Yeah, so that does happen. I don't know. It's just hard for me to process it.
If one conversation shakes your entire belief system, you may need to revisit the foundation.
Yeah. Do you even have a foundation?
Oh, or you may need to fill in the cracks of the foundation for sure.
Yeah. Have some.
Okay, rooted people don't panic. All right?
Yeah.
When you know who you are and whose you are, you don't get defensive.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Rooted faith produces peace, not panic, curiosity, not combativeness.
Mm-hmm.
So even in some of these conversations where you're being curious or the conversation gets combative, like, just breathe deep and breathe in the Holy Spirit.
I think the best example, there's several out there, but Charlie Kirk is one, rest in peace for him. But somebody that could have a conversation with someone of extreme opposite views. I'm talking extreme. I mean, all you gotta do is just YouTube. If you don't know who Charlie Kirk is, YouTube him. The debates that he had on college campuses are phenomenal. And he would not get flustered. He wouldn't, there's times you will see people that in an argument or in a debate, they get the hives, and it's like their blood pressure is obviously increasing and spiking. They can't
Their
stay.
Their veins are sticking out.
Yeah, they can't stay even keel with it. It happened to me early on.
Cruz the other day was talking about, how do I get the green lines out of my hand like Daddy has? And I was like, the veins?
The green lines.
Like, the green lines. Dad has all these lines that stick out of his hand. I was like, those are veins, buddy.
I don't know. Drink more water. I don't know. Sure, we'll go with that. Sure.
Oh my gosh. It's so funny.
Yeah.
All right. So, in essentials, unity. In not essentials, liberty. In all things, clarity. Mm-hmm. Augustine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So, let's just always be asking ourselves, why do I feel threatened when someone disagrees with me? Is my identity in being right or being Christ-like?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like that one.
We can defend our opinions harder than we can live out our convictions.
Yeah. Yeah. We're quick to defend. I have to be right because that's just how I grew up. That's what I saw. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But sometimes you have to look at things from the opposite side of the track too. It's
okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
That's a learning opportunity.
Kersha's been wrong, I think, once in her life. I'm not sure. Maybe not.
More than that. And usually when I am wrong, I do say, I can be wrong. It's fine. I'm okay to be wrong.
This is recorded at the 14-minute mark. We'll have to keep this one.
I am okay to be wrong.
That's true.
So, okay. In wrapping this up, what are some practical walkaways where curious and rooted can be together? Okay. And I'm going to lay out just a simple framework for you. Don't interrupt. Listen fully to people. Don't mentally draft your comeback. That is really hard not to do.
It is.
Very hard. That is, if I could be 100% authentic and honest with you, I am constantly thinking of something to say next when I'm listening to people. Now, I can auditorily take in and reproduce and fully understand what it is that you're saying, but in a heated conversation, I'm ready for my comeback. Like the wittiness of me is just ready. It's a spitfire.
Yeah.
People used to call me a pistol.
Oh, that's very true. I don't know if they used to call you that. I think it's still there. It's you just six shooter's been put away for a little while. It's fine. Just holstered it. You've holstered it. It's good. It's
Okay, ask better questions. Help me understand.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Filter everything through truth.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really hard to not do it from an emotional standpoint.
I was going to say,
especially when you're feeling attacked.
Yeah, or because social media has said this, or I saw this. I think this is where we really trip up. Again, it's great to have information as quick as we have it and at our fingertips, but it also trips us up because whether it was right, wrong, false, accurate, we don't even know. Like some of it is like,
well, one thing too, don't get tripped up in popularity.
Yeah.
You don't put popularity on your resume. It doesn't matter in 5 years after college or after high school if you were super popular in high school.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody's like, oh, well, were you in the in crowd or were you a loser? Like, nobody cares. Nobody cares about that stuff in real life.
That's true.
Your boss doesn't care if you were in the popular crowd or not.
He just cares that you get your work done.
He just cares that you get the work done and that you're accountable and studious with the task, right? So don't get tripped up in that stuff. And if you are getting tripped up in that stuff and you're breeding that into your children, make sure that you kind of hit the pause button on that and apply adequate pressure where it's fruitful.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
So stay anchored. Truth doesn't shift based off volume. Proverbs 3:5-6. Trust in the Lord, lean not on your own understanding. Okay? Be curious and not judgmental.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think that's again, it's easier said than done. But again, it still goes back to that, as I said at the beginning, the curiosity piece. Curiosity leads you to understanding so many other aspects to people.
Right.
Whether it's their profession, whether it's why they believe what they believe, whether it's why they eat what they eat. You know, even I'm not a vegan. I love meat. I love to hunt and fish. I love to kill things and eat things. That's me personally. Some people are freaking out hearing that on the podcast right now, and that's okay. I still have to sit and understand, why do they like being a vegan, or why are they I don't even know what the other word like super clean. I don't know, whatever they call them, all the different.
I don't know.
Anyway, like it's fine, but it's also, you understand where they're kind of, some of them have a disease. We were reading about this. You were sharing this about the other day, the ticks, that people can be allergic to red meat by the infection from a tick bite.
Yeah, the Lone Star tick.
I had no idea about this. So see, I learned something the other week.
Okay, so in closing, curiosity is not a threat to your faith. Insecurity is. Don't be insecure about your faith.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can be curious about other people, but it is not a threat to your faith. It should not alter your faith.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people, they take stuff so personal, as we've talked about.
Right.
Like they're not willing to genuinely step back, like you said, in those heated conversations, to slow their brain down enough to hear the other person. We're just quick to have that, I'm ready, here's my response, here's where we're taking this conversation. And that's not easy. I think we would both agree we're guilty of that. But if you can slow that down at any rate, like I think it's really cool what can come out of it, because you start to see each other. Again, I have this saying that it's like we all bleed the same. Like none of us have a different color
That's
blood.
Mandisa's line.
It's what?
Mandisa's line.
Oh, is that the singer?
Yeah.
Okay. We all bleed the same. See, maybe we should tag that into our notes. Shows how much I know. Like I didn't even know her name, but yeah, it's true though, because I think it's taking that time, and you mentioned earlier about the foundation piece. If there's something in here that challenges, it's like I just flip off the handle quicker, or whatever, jump off the handle, jump off the cliff.
That's just how I am.
That's just how I am. Maybe you need to look at the cracks in your foundation. I just am being honest.
Maybe you need to grow from being 12.
That's true.
Because if you're still flipping off the handle, about things that you flipped off the handle about when you were
I think
12.
it's flying off the handle. Now that we say that,
Whatever.
I hate you say it.
It's
You're flipping
fine.
pizza, we're flying off
Whatever.
the handle. It's fine. It's
Yeah,
no big deal.
whatever.
Yeah.
If you're still doing that and you were doing that at 12, that I'm going to challenge you to grow and mature.
Yeah.
Age can go alone. Maturity doesn't always go together.
That is very true. Very true.
So,
Yeah. So again, being curious, asking those questions, looking at it from other people's perspective, I think is the key takeaway in this. And just see what God can do with it for sure. So until next time, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Crazy Unbelievable Faith. Have a great day.